Hi, welcome to the channel. This is Detox Ghost. I'm going to make myself a cup of hot lemon water because this channel is about quitting caffeine. And I was inspired to quit a few years ago because I was into the self-improvement sphere, watching video after video, discovered a channel called Alex Backer, and before then I saw people doing like Cole Hastings type of videos where they just not drink caffeine for 30 days. And there's still caffeine in the house because my dad drinks it. However, I discovered a channel called Alex Backer, and he recommended a book that was called Caffeine Blues by Stephen Chernisky, and I read it for a brief period of time, decided it wasn't for me, and I got bored of it, and I was wired on caffeine at the time, so I couldn't focus for more than half a page. So what happened was that I decided to go back to a life of indulging myself in caffeine and chocolates. There have been periods where I looked on websites, crappy websites like Healthline and Quora, how do I quit caffeine, how to quit caffeine. This is a definite guide of how to quit caffeine, where I'd switch to decaf or I'd switch to green tea, but then I'd start gradually because I was still drinking caffeine and had a tolerance to it, would gradually increase the dosage and add in like caffeinated sparkling water, and I'd add in other beverages. And there have been times where I went completely cold turkey, but then I'd have the excuse in my mind, oh, but everyone does it, you know, everyone drinks caffeine. You've got to drink caffeine, you've got to. And I'd poison myself as a reward for working hard for the entire day. I'd poison myself with caffeine. And after learning about its effects from the book Caffeine Blues, which I'm very much getting into now, I decided that I was going to, is my lemon juice, not try but do, actually quit this time, cold turkey. And of course there are other ways to doing it. There's the easy way method, there's the off the bean method, but I decided, you know what, I just can't wait to go off this stuff. So it's been a few days now, but I don't want to count the days. See me squeezing the lemon. It's not the best for you because, you know, it has high sugar content, it's acidic, and it will rot your teeth in the long term, so I'm looking for alternatives to this. Golden milk is one alternative I've been looking into. Yeah, so I decided to just go cold turkey, and, you know, I've never felt better. I'm more confident on camera. Usually I'm shy, stuttering over myself. That's one benefit. My train of thought is more cohesive and clearer. I'm not just bouncing around from topic to topic. I'm actually discussing things. I feel as though there's a flow in conversation with people now, and there's no blockage from reality, because I can experience reality as it comes into form, and I am more in the present moment now. What caffeine does is it amplifies your thoughts. So when you try and focus on a task, and you have, it could be a menial task like coding, and maybe you're studying it and you have a cup of coffee in front of you, you will be less inclined to enter a flow state, because the flow state is broken into periods of anxiety and stress or tension. And this is a pretty cool effect, look. That's pretty cool. I actually like that. I'm so grateful that this is in my video, Luke. Oh, that's so cool. You see the smoke, steam, whatever. That's so cool. Yeah, and I don't regret the things that I say, because when I'm wired on caffeine, I can regret saying some things sometimes. Sometimes when having a conversation with people and I feel as though I haven't said the right words or I've misexplained something. And of course, you could try and philosophize it like, oh, yes, it's because it wasn't connected to identity. But was your identity connected to? This is just something I thought up of in the moment. It's caffeine, and when you're sleep deprived, your identity will change anyway. And there's been swathes of adenosine that have been suppressed by the caffeine. And now I'm off caffeine. The adenosine is it's hitting me all at once. And for the past few days, I've been bedridden, sleeping to avoid headaches and procrastination, mood swings. But, I feel as though I'm more livelier. My skin's clearing up. It's only been a few days, but it takes a few weeks actually to clear your caffeine content out of your system. And I find the subject fascinating. Now, why should you quit caffeine? You should quit caffeine for a few different reasons. If you're like me, you're prone to anxiety, you're prone to, I wouldn't say I'm prone to depression. I'd say that these things have been learned through the habits that I indulged in, that I engaged in. But if you're like me, you'd want more mental clarity, more focus, then you should be more ambitious than just look into caffeine, just look into what everyone else, the drug everyone else is taking. Because I haven't gone to the chapter yet in this book, Caffeine Blues, but they're alternatives to drinking caffeine that will increase your energy in the long run instead of decreasing it in the short term. Why you should quit caffeine is that I found anecdotally that my energy levels were not only capped, but my willpower was held hostage. My willpower was directly connected to how much caffeine I drink. And if I didn't drink a cup of coffee in the morning, and I didn't drink one in mid-morning, mid-afternoon, afternoon, mid-afternoon, I would have no willpower whatsoever and no discipline. I'd have to drink my cup of coffee before cleaning my room. I'd have to drink my cup of coffee before even getting in the shower. I'd have to drink my cup of coffee before even thinking of going outside. And when I went outside, I'd take like a coffee. I used to have a flask, with a lid over it, sealable flask, and it was ceramic. And it would keep my coffee warm. So I'd have a cup of coffee, it'd last for hours. And the caffeine content, the dosage is like 180 milligrams per cup because it's double the size of a normal cup. And that'd last in my body because I was sipping it slowly for hours, and I wouldn't get the immediate effects by just downing it in one glug. But even then, I don't recommend that. And my focus was inhibited. It was awful, vile. Without a coffee, I'd be sluggish, feeling all groggy, tired. I'd be depraved as well because I'd sink into the depths of depravity and watch a lot of hentai, Rule 34, furry, green goblin porn. And I honestly did not enjoy it. I was drinking caffeine just to find, anxiously search for new outlets to waste my energy to continue the caffeine spiral and the caffeine dependency. And I used to think, well, I have a chemical dependency on my other habits, on pornography, on consuming carbs, bread. And it turns out that I think it's the tension from caffeine that you try to find ways to, you think you're having coffee to distress yourself, then you're distressing yourself through these other outlets, because you're wired on caffeine and you're not thinking properly. Your thoughts are amplified. When you get an urge to watch a furry green goblin porn, the urge is amplified, and it's impossible, it's a nightmare to battle these demons, to exercise these ghosts, to exercise these goblins, and you just get overridden, taken over by furry caffeine goblins that fuck you up the ass. And I don't want to live my life like that anymore, so I decided, well, it's time to quit, and I recommend that you look into it as well. It's shocking. If you want healthy kids, and caffeine, I don't know the exact science, but caffeine is connected to birth defects, and if you're feeding your child caffeine from a young age, I started at the age of 2 with Coke, off-brand cola, and if you're giving a 2-year-old off-brand cola, you are setting them up for difficulties with organization, developing skills, learning skills, focus, attention. I wonder if millions of children are getting misdiagnosed every year with ADHD and autism because of the caffeine consumption from a little wee nipper, where they're given chocolate, and they're given chocolate in abundance because we know chocolate is a source of caffeine. In fact, cocoa is a source of caffeine, and I was looking at my shower gel. It was supposedly wholesome First Man shower gel, and it said cocoa on there, and I knew instantly, right, I can't put this on my skin. But that's the way it goes. People just want to profit, and they don't really care what they put in the products. So by quitting caffeine, you're being mindful of I'm drinking my lemon water, what you put into your body, as well as what you put into your future generations' bodies. You are saving them unnecessary stress, really, and difficulties. You're making things easier for them. And we drink caffeine because it supposedly makes us, according to the dogma that we've been fed, makes us more efficient and effective. And that couldn't be further from the truth. It blocks you off from efficiency, from being effective, from being present with other people, and of course office conflict and politics. And you see the Dilbert principle being repeated in real life, people trespassing and on there and doing all kinds of weird things in the office place. Well, caffeine, of course, could be one factor in that. So you're increasing your chances of luck by destroying one of those factors. So if you want to become more efficient, more effective, more trustworthy, more discipline and trustworthiness, they go hand in hand, then yes, quit caffeine. You'll experience a slight dip, but you'll reap the long-term rewards, and trust me, you'll find something that's much better than caffeine along the line. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you can relate to it, and I wish you the best of luck in quitting caffeine. Like and subscribe. Peace out.